Hi guys, and welcome to the Steel City Slamboree, a pro wrestling podcast with me, Leo, and my brother Ewan.
Hey.
And today we'll be covering NXT Heatwave and AEW Forbidden Door, as well as doing the off the mat segment, which we'll explain kind of the gist of when we get around to it. But yes, how are you doing today, Ewan?
Very good. Bit tired, worked a lot, and watched a lot of wrestling last week. That was basically all I did. So
Yeah, that's fair.
It's not a bad one. It's not a bad thing, but
no.
Tired now, but ready to talk about it.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I'm fine. Before you ask, don't worry about it. But
fair enough.
But yeah, was there anything that stood out to you this week in wrestling that wasn't on Heatwave or Forbidden Door?
Yeah, well, I think everyone's talking about this situation in the Indies, which I don't really care about because I don't know anything about it. The Raja Jackson thing.
Yeah, I don't really know much about it. I know that he attacked somebody for real.
Yes.
But I don't know whether he was supposed to be part of it or not.
No, that's the bit that confuses me.
Yeah.
Because people are saying he's in the show, people say he wasn't in the show. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about it to have an opinion.
But then he did break multiple bones in his face and his teeth. He proper messed him up.
Yeah, so. it was a brutal attack, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm interested what the outcome of it will be. But it's looking pretty bad right now.
Well, I heard prison time.
I also heard prison time.
So that'll be interesting.
Yeah, so... But yeah, other than that, I think that's the biggest piece of news come out of wrestling, even though I feel like it isn't wrestling related.
Two pay-per-views.
Yeah, well then we will get into those at some point today. But yeah, if there's nothing else, we will get into NXT Heatwave. So going into NXT Heatwave, and we started off with Lola Vice defeating Jada Parker and Kalani Jordan to become the new number one contender for the Women's Championship. What did you think of the match? Because I know that you very much enjoyed the result.
Very happy with the result. The result I wanted. The match I think the match was really good.
I thought it was a really solid way to start the programming, especially one that was so heavily involving women, which was great to see. I'm not slamming
it. A really women-heavy card, which is good, yeah.
Yes.
The better of the two women's triple threats, I would say.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah. I think it was a great way to start the show. I was just on the show's point of view. I was pretty surprised by how small the ramp was to the ring.
Arena itself. Yeah.
I was speaking about that. I was it's like a two-step entrance.
Yeah. True.
Obafemi had to jig around the ring.
He did, but it was very fun nonetheless. But yeah, I thought that the dynamic of the match worked really well. You kind of had Lola, who was submission-based, Jada, who was the strong woman of the three, and then you had Kalani, who was the high flyer, and all of them kind of played the parts really well. Jada controlled the match for the first part, doing the high step. I don't know what the move is, it's like a stomp, but she uses a bum.
Yeah, I don't
know what the official term is. Booker will probably tell me, but
of course Booker.
I thought Kalani used her athleticism in and outside of the ring well to take out both opponents instead of just one. Yeah. And yes, Lola kind of stole the win. It was a very heel-ish way. She kind of used it. I believe it was a roll-up win.
Yes. Yeah.
After Jada.
Yeah.
The thing I worry that Jada is going to get to a point where she doesn't hit the potential.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because she's in the issue with the NXT Women's Division, as much as it is a positive to say that it's in a very, very good place right now, is that almost every woman on the roster should be the women's champion.
That's true. They've got a lot of competitors.
So, when I did my predictions for it, I chose Jada Parker to get the win because I thought they were going to pull the trigger on her with how over she is. But then I also understand why they want to put Lola in the title scene because of all the work she's been doing with Triple H. She's incredibly over as well. So it's kind of basically either way, it was a good result. I mean, I kind of wrote off Kalani a little bit.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I liked the unpredictability of it to a point though, because I could see any three of them winning. Yeah, I just think Lola and Jada probably will do that now, and then Kalani can have that later on. So.
Yeah, because I can't help but feel especially with Vice being such a big babyface, that she's probably going to be the one to beat Jacy Jane.
I would really hope.
Then I would believe that Blake Monroe beats Lola Vice for the title as the heel.
I can see that happening.
That's my guess anyway.
Yeah.
Go along with that. I do feel like Jada is I feel like she's in a big risk of being so over right now. She gets called up too early.
Yeah.
Because right now it feels like she should probably just stay in NXT for the time being. Maybe even go for the North American Championship.
Yeah, there isn't much space on the main roster right now. There is on SmackDown.
Yeah. But I feel like there's just a risk of us kind of losing Jada into the shuffle again, and then her getting called up a bit like Blair Davenport when she was over, and then she ends up getting released in the end. And it's all what could have been instead of what should have been.
Yeah, well, we don't want that for any NXT block, really.
True, especially in the women's division.
Like them,
but following that, we had Dark State defeat Tank and Tank to become the new NXT Tag Team Champions. What did you think on this one?
I didn't think much of the match itself.
Yeah,
slotted in.
I put it as the worst match on the card, but it wasn't like a bad match.
No.
It just showed how much quality the rest of the card had.
Yeah, it did its job. It gave the titles to Dark State, which was obviously the complete and utter correct call, given what Dark State are doing. And Hank and Tank, they don't need the NXT tag titles. They're just going to be a comedy act, I feel. Yeah,
I feel like they lessened the NXT tag team championships when they had them.
I feel like any team who was beat Fraxium probably would have to a point.
So the thing is, they probably could have built Dark State up quicker because they've had plenty of time.
Yeah.
And then had them beat Fraxium.
Yeah,
because Fraxium were faces as well. When they lost them, it was very babyface to babyface, which is an interesting way to go.
On the finish, I think Dark State's finisher, when there's only two of them, doesn't work. So they need to change that.
There's like a power bomb, but there's two people.
It's like a throwing power bomb. When there's four of them, it works because there's four of them.
Yeah.
When there's two of them, it doesn't
makes
work.
Sense. You also, because they are now tag team champions, you can still have them feud with main event talent. So they can still be taking on Oba and Javon and Trick.
They have the best record of anyone in WWE, I think, Dark State.
I believe so.
Because I don't think they've lost, but I could be wrong.
I feel like you might be wrong, but I feel like there's someone not far behind, not far in front of them, sorry.
Oba's around there and Tiffany Stratton as well, but I think those are sort of the big winners of the year. But Dark State were obviously going to win, but they went the right way, thank God.
Yeah, I feel like they're probably going to hold the title for a while, especially because what I like about Dark State is the fact that you think they know who the two are going to be in the match, and then they suddenly change who it's going to be. Yes. So that could give them a massive advantage.
Yes, and the Cutler James?
Cutler James.
Yes, Cutler James getting over as
the ass man.
The ass man, I guess. Yeah,
that gimmick will never get over.
It will.
But it's gonna. As you said, like at the time, he's the one that's getting kicked out first.
Oh yeah,
because he's going to get over.
It'll cost him at some point.
Yeah. Or he'll carry on being weird, and then he'll end up getting outed.
Yeah, because they even do it in promos. They're like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, so. They know it's sus, but they don't stop him.
Yeah, exactly.
Following that, we had arguably the biggest shock of the weekend, I would say.
Yeah, up there, for sure.
I know that the Hurt Syndicate losing the titles was a pretty big shock, but Ash by Elegance, Dana Brooke wins a world championship.
Yes.
She is the new Knockouts champion after defeating JC Jane and Masha Slamovich. Some dodgy refereeing.
Yes. Jasmine Nix.
Jasmine Nix out of nowhere clobbered Ash by Elegance and then got kicked out of
I remember I was reacting at the time, like, have a word, that's not allowed, but then you realise it's triple threat. So like, what are we talking about?
But then the Elegance brand could stay at ringside.
Yeah, even when they got involved. So a little bit of biased refereeing there, I feel. Yeah,
it was all against Fatal Influence, like it always is. But I had completely written off Ash as a winner. If anything, I thought she was in it to take a pin.
Yeah.
I couldn't see Masha getting the win, so I just assumed it was going to be JC. And of course, the one time I backed JC to win a match, she lost.
But every other time.
I've backed her to lose, and she's won. It's typical behaviour.
I don't know where Ash by Elegance goes from here. I'm not like a big fan of that gimmick. It's her best work, probably.
But then you also don't watch TNA, so...
No, but from what I've seen, it's not my thing.
Like, out of context, that was probably really random.
It's the name that annoys me.
Yeah.
How can...
It doesn't say on her birth certificate, it doesn't say by Elegance.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't make sense. How can someone be... I don't know. It annoys me.
But, I feel like... Also, this could play very heavily into the Lola Vice and JC Jane feud going into No Mercy. If JC Jane is now questioning not only her own confidence, but the loyalty of Fatal Influence.
There was a little bit of that, wasn't there? Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll probably get a lot of it in the 6-woman tag we've got on NXT this coming week.
Yes. Yeah.
But so I'm looking forward to JC Jane versus Lola Vice. I feel like they could want a really good match at No Mercy. I hope so. But very surprised to see Ash Elegance win the championship.
Big shock.
I'll just turn my notes over. So following that, we had Blake Monroe defeat Jordan Grace in what, again, was another good, solid match.
Yeah.
I thought that Monroe played really well, like the heel character. I think the only thing that annoys me about all this, and like I said it in my review video, and I'll say it here, is I'm aware that Mariah May and Blake Monroe are supposed to be two separate people.
Yes.
Essentially. They're two completely different characters. But seeing how dominant Mariah May was and how, I don't want to say fearless because that makes me think of Nikki Bella, but like fearless she is, I don't believe that she would genuinely be scared of Jordynne Grace to a point where she's running behind commentators and trying to get away from her. I feel like she would probably take the fight to Jordynne Grace.
Yeah. I mean, Jordynne Grace is like as opposing as...
Well, she is the juggernaut.
Any female in the division.
I mean, that's true. But yeah, I feel like just... But then I'm not completely clueless to a point where like I'm aware that her gimmick is to be very girly. Yeah. And she would be scared of someone the size of Jordynne Grace.
Yeah. To be fair, I wouldn't be scared of Jordynne Grace because she's lost a lot.
That's true. Yeah, that is also...
Like, in NXT, I feel like Jordynne... Like, most of the losses I've actually agreed with, so I'm not angry about this. I'm just saying, as a whole, Grace has lost a lot, so... Yeah.
Well, she's lost a fair few women's title opportunities.
Yeah.
But... Obviously, the overriding consensus is the fact that she's going up to the main roster soon.
Yeah.
SmackDown is where she should be going.
Oh, yeah, the SmackDown Women's Division sucks.
If she goes to Raw, this would be a massively missed opportunity because the SmackDown Women's Division needs contenders for Stratton's Championship.
It's kind of a shame what's happened in that sort of division with Julia because I agree, Julia, like, a United States Championship run can help her establish herself, but
it isn't helping her.
No, we could kind of have that be someone else, and Julia should be up with where Tiffany is, I think, really.
Yeah, I feel like that would... I mean, you don't go from being like NXT champion within a certain amount of months of being on the brand to then going up to main roster and doing nothing.
Not even talking. She doesn't even talk. She has a manager now.
That's true, yeah. But yeah, I mean, we'd go back to Blake Monroe. I'm expecting a more sadistic side of her to be coming out over the next few months.
Yeah,
just because like that's how it like naturally feels for her to kind of be more. But then going up against Jordynne Grace, she can't be that sadistic because she needs to put Jordynne Grace over as the stronger woman.
Yes.
But no, I thought this was a good, like, it's almost like a welcoming to NXT match for Blake Monroe. I know she's had a singles match against, was it Ren Sinclair a few weeks ago, I believe?
Yes.
And
yes, you're correct, yeah.
She obviously had the tag match as well.
Uh-huh.
And then she did the turn. So she's not done that much. But this is like the biggest win so far. And I feel like this puts her in a good place on the road to gold.
Yeah.
I just don't know which gold, because I feel like having the North American title on her would probably establish the championship a bit more. And then you don't have to worry as much about the NXT Women's Championship quite yet with her.
But the opposite side of it is that she's probably above that, really.
True. No, that's true. I completely agree. So I'm interested to see where they go with Blake Monroe next, if Jordynne Grace is going away for a bit and then coming back on the main roster.
Yeah.
Following that, we had a very fun match, in my opinion. We had the mixed tag team match where Chelsea Green and Ethan Page defeated Tavion Heights and Tyra May Steele.
Yes, Canada vs USA. That was...
Yes.
Just it looks like a World Cup match or something.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
I mean, I can see you've got it written down there, essentially, is that mixed tag matches are known for being not great.
Yeah, they're not good wrestling matches.
No.
But this was
usually like good fun, yeah.
Yeah, this was an entertaining match though.
Yeah.
I thought that Chelsea Green and Ethan Page as a duo is something that we didn't know we needed, but now
really good.
But now we've got it. I don't want this to be a one-off.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But then they'd have to face other countries.
Not necessarily. I mean, like, they can just go after whoever's challenging for the North American Championship. There's plenty of like men and women dynamics in NXT now, and just in the main roster in general, to be fair.
Yeah. No, I like it when the male and women superstars interact. To the point. They had a match on Raw where it was AJ Styles and Damage Control, I think. Yeah. That was it was nice to see the team
up.
It's
the JD. Good old Judgment Day.
So, but yeah.
I'd say this was a fine match. It made sense that Ethan Page and Chelsea Green win just because.
I was happy with that, yeah.
It's pretty much, for me, it was because as much as like NXT is used for building talent up, Chelsea Green and Ethan Page are levels above Tavion and Steele.
Yeah, definitely.
But also, I'm expecting Tavion to at least challenge for the North American Championship at some point soon, which I think will be a good match, but I can't imagine he'll take the title from Ethan Page.
Decent wrestler, Tavion, so.
Yeah, he's very good from what I've seen. I would have preferred if they actually kept Tavion and Miles together.
Yeah,
because I feel like we do need tag teams.
Two up, really,
No, they could have just had them both break out together.
Yeah.
But I was hoping that they add new members to the NQCC. So then it kind of stays as a thing. Because it's a good idea for a gimmick and a group.
Who's going to be the NQCC now?
So at the minute, it's just Charlie Dempsey and Ren Sinclair.
Oh, okay.
So I feel like Charlie should be getting new people in.
You'd think.
That's what I would do.
He's a bit of an arsehole, really.
Well, you can bring heel people in, I guess. Yeah. But the thing is, Ren is a good old happy-go-lucky babyface, and Charlie Dempsey's a bit of a dick. So
it's weird.
It's an interesting dynamic, but it's also quite entertaining. Yeah. So, and then in the main event, Obafemi defeated Javon Evans to retain the NXT Championship, and then after the match, Ricky Saints came out to confront Obafemi.
Very true.
I thought this was the match of the night.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Like, these two have such good chemistry together, and I don't think they've had a bad match where they've been opposing from each other.
I don't think so. Yeah, it was really good. We got a referee with a bit of sense. A bit of
after a bump.
Yeah, doesn't usually happen.
We saw a referee bump. We both assumed there was going to be interference. We need to stop doing that.
I for some reason I assumed like Trick was going to pass something.
Yeah, but we did this at Evolution, and we assumed someone's going to come out versus Rhea.
It doesn't necessarily mean
EO, and they didn't.
But really, it was just to make. It's just another hardship that Siobhan has to get past, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. So it was Javon Evans got the win, but because so Oba's foot was under the rope, the referee making the pin didn't see it, but the referee that had just been taken out got up in time and saw that his foot was under the rope, so he called it correctly.
Yeah. There was a crazy spot where he chucked him through the announce table from in the ring.
Yes, that was very good, and that's the second time this week. Well, not this week. That week, he'd taken a bump like that through the table.
Javon can have some time to heal his ribs.
Really respect to him for doing that. But then I can't see him doing that. He'll just come back on NXT this week. But
he's ridiculous. He's crazy. I was saying the spot that Joaquin Wilde does, where he flies off the ropes and he gets like ridiculous airtime.
Yeah.
I was saying if Javon did that, especially in that arena they were in, he probably touched the ceiling.
I mean, probably. Yeah.
Like, it is crazy how like bouncy is probably the word.
Well, that's what he says. He said he is bouncy. But yeah, say nothing bad to say about this one. This was all good in my opinion. Thoughts on Ricky Saints versus Obafemi?
Very happy with that. That's where Ricky Saints deserves to be.
Yeah, this kind of felt. I mean, I think I shouted it at the time. I shouted finally.
Yeah, I don't hate Jasper Troy, but get him away from Jasper Troy.
Yeah, I mean, Jasper Troy needs to be built up to probably where Obafemi is now.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, I feel like Ricky Saints and Obafemi are like the two main eventers, or at least they should be at this point.
Yeah.
Well, the fact that Ricky hasn't been really doing that much, and then you take into account the fact that Oba has kind of been facing tag team guys for the longest time.
Weird. But yeah.
It kind of feels like we're finally getting to a decent main event scene in NXT.
Yeah. Ricky oozes charisma.
Yeah.
Like no one I've ever seen in NXT to a point like it's crazy. So he's definitely should be there.
Yeah, 100%, yeah. But yeah, that was the whole show. Any other thoughts on the show overall?
Just a solid show. I mean, to be fair, I was tired by the time I got onto that, having watched Forbidden Door. But I mean, everything was solid. There wasn't there was no real bads.
Yeah.
No crazy highs. Although I think Javon and Oba was a great match.
Yeah, no, I think I agree with that overall. So, but yeah, do put down in the comments your thoughts on Heatwave and anything else to do with NXT. I'm sure one of us will answer the comments and have a good discussion about it. And we will move on to the Off the Mat segment. So moving on now to the Off the Mat segment, where, like last time we were here, Ewan and I are going to suggest something that's maybe not wrestling related, could be literally anything we want, and then you guys can vote for it on the community page on the Steel City Slamboree channel and on the Wrestling Retrospective channel. Last time we did this, I nominated Dylan Is In Trouble / Ooga Booga's YouTube channel, which won.
It did.
It was 56% on one channel, 50-50 on another one. You had
A-level results / memes, things like that. I did very well, by the way, just for anyone who's interested.
Yes, you did. Yes,
we filmed it the day before I got them.
Yes, we did.
So I got 3 A's, which was sick.
Very good. It was
a lot of good hard work.
I'd say it's better than I did, but I didn't do A-level, so
fair enough.
You were guaranteed to do better than I did. So, this week, you are going to start us off, mainly because you thought of something before I did.
I did. Well, it was what I was going to do originally, I feel, but yeah, so, and Leo has, I mean, he probably thinks I'm going to lose, because he seems to think that everyone hates this band.
Do I?
You do. Nickelback, the band. I'm voting this just clearly because he thinks everyone hates them. I want to see if they're actually as hated as everyone says. I think they're really good. They've got some great albums.
I mean, you might get votes based on the fact that the votes are anonymous.
Yeah.
So people don't want to show that they're Nickelback fans.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, no one wants to show they're a Nickelback fan. I don't understand that.
Like, I like Nickelback. Mm-hmm. Would I wear a Nickelback shirt in public? Absolutely not.
I would if I had one. I don't have one. No, I don't understand. They've got some great music.
I agree.
Everyone knows how You Remind Me is like one of the most famous songs of like the last 25 years.
Well, I mean, apart from the other really famous song, Rockstar.
Rockstar, yeah.
What are some of your favourite songs, though? Not the general public's favourite songs. Some of yours.
Saving Me.
That's a sad song.
Memed. You'll see that on memes probably.
The kid not being able to go outside. That song is hilarious.
Yeah, but it's a great song. Burn It to the Ground. That was a Raw theme, so we're still on the wrestling thing here.
Yeah, yes, that's true.
So they gave us one of the best Raw themes there was. I think you can't hate them for that.
Apart from Across the Country and To Be Loved.
Yeah, sure. They're up there. Animals is a great song. That's probably your favourite.
It is my favourite song.
Yeah, it's just a great band. That's my song.
I do like Nickelback, but would I wear merch? Absolutely not.
I don't get this.
I don't want to be burnt at the stake.
I wasn't around at the time to know what this whole hate on Nickelback thing is, but...
Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, I didn't really know the full story anyway. It's just, all I know is, it's a risk to be outed as a Nickelback fan.
You're not cool if you listen to Nickelback. What do you mean?
You're not cool if you listen to Nickelback. So yeah, that's
mine.
That's your pick.
What is yours?
My pick literally came to me today because I didn't know what I was going to choose. So I'm going to choose I'm going to call a popular program.
Okay.
But if it isn't considered popular, it really should be.
Yeah.
Which is 8 out of 10 Cats Do Countdown.
This is essentially... Backstory is essentially I've helped him here.
Yeah, you put it on you put on the Big Fat Quiz of the Year last night, which is a hilarious show within itself. And then earlier today you put on 8 out of 10 Cats Do Countdown.
Yes.
And I just forgot how good it is.
The genre as a whole is British panel shows, isn't it?
It's like comedy panel show,
we do them, I think, better than probably any other country based on very lacking knowledge of other countries' panel shows. But, some properly hilarious stuff. Look up clips. For anyone who hasn't watched.
Just put 8 out of 10 Cats Do Countdown. Or 8 out of 10 Cats in general is very funny, actually.
Yeah.
But mainly hosted by Jimmy Carr.
Jimmy Carr, yeah. I'm not going to attempt to laugh.
No.
But if you listen to his laugh, you'll know what I mean.
You probably heard his laugh and not even realised it was him.
Yeah.
Sean Locke is usually the second, one of the contestants on it. And
then your best mate.
I hate John Richardson. I hate John Richardson so much.
A comedian who he's seen in real life.
I've seen him in real life. He came to the pub I worked in, had food that I cooked, and then his wife hated it, so now I hate them both.
It's unfortunate, but they have and then they have a couple extras people in.
It's normally just random comedians.
Sometimes it's not even comedians.
That's true.
Whatever celebrity they can find to stick on
with Rachel Riley on the numbers and the letters.
Yeah, so Countdown is a show based on making words out of letters and making numbers out of other numbers, essentially. Sounds very boring,
but it's hilarious.
It is hilarious, yeah.
And actually, the Countdown as a whole was very big before the comedians started doing it.
Yeah, Countdown's a massive thing.
So, but a very old
in the
program.
UK knows what Countdown
is. And then you got Susan Dent on.
Susan Dent
in the dictionary.
Got about as much personality as Bret Hart, but
but some of the highlights people they have on there is Joe Wilkinson.
Joe Wilkinson, he's always on there. Yeah,
always funny. And he has a crush on Rachel Riley, which is always really funny.
Richard Ayoade, he's really funny.
Very funny on it.
What shows he in?
He's on the IT crowd.
Yeah.
So. He has his own travelling show, I believe.
Yeah.
But I don't know whether it's based upon comedy or not. Yeah, but he has comedians on him with him. I've never watched it.
He's funny because he's in a way similar to wrestling. I think he's always in a character. I think he's a character.
Yeah, but he's always the awkward,
nerdy kind of.
But he's hilarious.
But he's really funny. Yeah. David Mitchell, he's pretty funny.
Yeah.
But he's not on Countdown as much though. He's on the other panel shows that they do.
Yeah, that's true. But I know that in Dictionary Corner. Alex Horn. Is it Alex Horn? Some Alex thingy in the Horn section.
Yeah.
They do Taskmaster with Greg Davis.
Taskmaster, Greg Davis, he's really funny.
He's so funny. You'll know Greg Davis from In Betweeners if you're a Brit.
Yeah, that's actually a good pick to be fair. There's a lot of qualities to.
So my pick is 8 out of 10 Cats Do Countdown, and if you haven't seen it, definitely go check it out. It's literally all over YouTube. You'd even need to go to Channel 4 for it.
On there. Full episodes, like hour-long episodes on there.
So go check that out. But those are our picks for the Off Mat segment. Ewan's is the band Nickelback for some reason, and mine is, as I've just said, 8 out of 10 Cats Do Countdown.
Should be a good one.
So before we move on to Forbidden Door, I did forget to say that you can vote on those things on Off the Mat segment on the community page, on the Steel City Slamboree channel, and on the Wrestling Retrospective channel. But yes, moving on to Forbidden Door, and we started off with the reunion of Adam Copeland and Christian Cage defeating Killswitch and Kip Sabian.
Indeed.
What did you think of the match? Considering the thing with Ewan is he doesn't watch AEW, so a lot of this is. Well, no, you don't. You don't watch it on the weekly.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say is some stuff might be out of context for you.
True.
So I was wondering how things looked from an out of context point of view. Before you start coming at me.
No, it's just the clear shots fired. There,
it's not. If you don't want to watch, that's fine.
It's fine. I'm still aware of what's happening. So,
Jesus.
The match was fine.
Yeah, it was very I'd probably say it was the weakest match on the card.
Yeah, it wasn't very exciting.
I would have switched the opener with the second match on.
That's fair. Yeah, I could see why. We'll get on to, I think it's Fletcher, yeah. Fletcher and Takahashi. But, there just really isn't much to say. I know you hate Cope with a burning passion.
I don't know who Cope is. I know Adam Copeland. I'm not calling him Cope.
Yeah,
Cope is a dumbass name.
He's getting annoyed. Okay, and he loves Christian like he's his father.
Christian is everyone's father.
So it's an interesting one for you. I'm more interested to see your opinion on it because obviously you have such a love for one and such hatred for the other of the team.
Yeah, I was really hoping that Christian was going to double service here and they just take out Edge afterwards. But I understand why they didn't. Mm-hmm. I thought that the tag team synergy between both teams was off. Mm-hmm. And my biggest thought coming out of this was, what is Kip Sabian's problem with the kill switch? Because he seemed to have a massive issue with him.
Yes.
Even though they have been on the same team when Christian was their leader for a while. And I know that Killswitch has been out for a while. Yes. But it's not as if, he's been out by choice. He's been injured / very ill with pneumonia.
Yeah, definitely.
So I don't really understand why Kip is hating on Killswitch.
That was the story of the match, really, is that they weren't getting along.
Yeah, they weren't getting on. But there was no explanation as to why they weren't getting along.
Just called him a stupid dinosaur and stuff like that.
Yeah, dinosaurs aren't stupid. If anything, I would be honoured to tag with a dinosaur.
I mean, I'd rather have him on my team than not.
Exactly. You don't want to piss off a dinosaur.
No, true. But yeah.
This was really quite a weird dynamic to go by. Obviously, we knew that Christian and Edge were going to get along. Yeah. But it was But again, I feel like they were probably training together anyway going into this match. Yeah. But if they're going to go up against FTR, a team that is known for being one of the best teams to have ever lived, they're going to have to be more on the same page and really improve from an in-ring perspective.
I mean, they're probably going to win.
Probably.
But they do need to step up. You made the interesting point that we've got Edge and Christian, the Hardys and the Dudleys all wrestling in 2025.
It's so weird.
Which is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Just let it go, I feel.
We have really moved on since then. We've had the Profits, the Usos, and the New Day since then.
Did they ever have a triple threat match?
I don't think they ever did.
They are the three teams. Profits aren't quite on the level of Usos and New Day, but the three teams their generation who are so good in the ring on those kind of bangers. But I don't think they've actually had a triple threat match.
That'd be so good. No, because we got the in the late 2010s. Yeah. We had the Usos, the New Day, and the Bar, which were the three best tag teams.
Which were the three best tag. Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah.
But obviously, I know that the Young Bucks are also seen as one of the best teams, and we're talking about AEW and stuff. Yeah. But yeah, when it comes to great tag teams, FTR are on there, and as I said, the synergy between Christian and Copeland is going to have to improve.
Yeah, it needs those two to be improved. But I feel that might be part of the storyline as they are getting back together. So,
but yeah, the match, as I say, wasn't great. Arguably the weakest on the show, but yeah, there's time to improve it. But then there's also not much time because Edge and Christian, I can't imagine him be tagging for very long.
You'd hope not.
But then it would be very AEW to put the tag team titles on them.
Yeah.
Which I'm very afraid of.
I wouldn't see them taking them off Brodido, but we will go on to that later.
Yes, we will. But yes, moving on to the match that I said, which I have suggested and said should have opened the pay-per-view.
Indeed.
Kyle Fletcher defeats Hiromu Takahashi to retain the TNT Championship. I thought this was a great match.
I agree. Yeah.
I thought these two really beat the crap out of each other. I thought that Fletcher had the majority of the match in his favour.
Yeah.
But when Takahashi took over the match,
yes,
he beat the crap out of him.
Yeah.
That spot on the apron where I believe Fletcher was going for some kind of suplex or brainbuster, and he reversed it into a DDT, and just his face became one with the apron.
That was particularly brutal sell on that. His face smashing the apron.
I said at the time that I was surprised that Kyle Fletcher's nose didn't implode afterwards, but then we saw the replay that he slightly turned his head before he hit the mat, which was thank God.
For me, this was I think this is probably my top 3 matches of the night, personally. I think it over-delivered on a card where I think a couple matches under-delivered.
Okay, that's
but
fine.
We'll get onto that.
Yeah. So you were impressed with Takahashi on your first sighting of him?
Yeah, and everyone tells me about Kyle Fletcher. I've seen a couple of Kyle Fletcher matches, but yeah, it was really good here again.
This for me, as much as I said, I know how good Kyle Fletcher is because I watch him on the, I want to say weekly, probably bi-weekly with Kyle Fletcher.
Yeah.
It was good to see him have one of the best matches on the card and it not be with Ospreay.
Yeah.
Showing that he can have good matches with everybody. Yeah. Moving on, we had the TBS Championship where Mercedes Moné retained against Persephone, Alex Windsor and Bozilla.
Yes.
What did you think of this one?
It was actually pretty decent.
I described it as an enjoyable match.
Yeah, it was enjoyable. A nice pace to this match, I would say.
Yeah.
Always something going on.
All 4 women had a good showing at some point.
Time in the sun, yeah.
But Monet played it very tactically well. Because,
she did, breaking up pins and things like that.
Yeah, she didn't spend a lot of time in the ring compared to the other 3.
She kind of stole it in a way. I think she won by roll-up.
Yes, I think it was the case of survival.
Yeah.
Her reign survives this match. And then she moves on to whoever afterwards. There's no clear opening as to who's going to face Monet next. Yeah. I thought Persephone looked very good in this one. I've said multiple times that she's someone that I have only seen her do AEW and Ring of Honor stuff.
Yeah.
But from what I have seen, she is very good.
Yeah. Bozilla had a really good showing, I thought. They kept talking about how she was so young into this game.
She's massive.
She's only been doing this for 3 years. They said it on commentary about 50 times.
She's 21.
She's 21.
I think she's directly the age between you and me.
Yeah, She looks older than that, definitely, yeah. They kept speaking about German. She's German father. You said their father invented the German suplex, which just isn't true.
Well, I think it's because it was
a bit of lore.
It was a different match where they mentioned the German suplex because they said on commentary, Bozilla does the German suplex, but for her it'd just be a suplex.
Yeah.
Which I thought was quite funny. I do like that kind of stuff.
And to round off the 3 challenges, Alex Windsor also had a good showing.
I thought that she took the more traditional route. Yeah. Bozilla was obviously the strong part of it, so she was doing more powerhouse moves. Persephone and Monet was kind of more high-paced. We even said that Persephone's kind of a more experienced Jada Parker type. Yeah,
she has a Jada Parker vibe as well, yeah.
But where Alex Windsor was using submissions, she did a double
sharpshooter.
It's a Scorpion Deathlock in AEW because it's
sorry. It's not a sharpshooter, is it? Yeah.
So
everyone had a good showing.
Yeah, everyone had a really good showing. The roll-up finish again made Monet look desperate, but it was as I said, it was a case of she survived the match instead of stealing the match.
I had issue with commentary saying, I think they said Alex Windsor was the favourite, and I don't see how anyone with 9 belts isn't the favourite.
Yeah, that is very true. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, and also because people probably haven't seen a lot of Persephone and Bozilla, we kind of knew that they weren't going to take the title.
No,
so what also took away from the match, not to be too negative, is the fact that the title was never in jeopardy.
Oh, no, I absolutely had no worries about the title at all.
Yeah, no. And it's quite funny because this is how I would explain the next match as well.
And what's the next match?
So following on from that, it was Zack Sabre Jr. retaining the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship against Nigel McGuinness, which we might have some certain takes on which people won't agree with.
Yeah.
But we are understanding people.
Yeah. I get why some people like it.
Yeah, so wrestlers like William Regal, like Nigel McGuinness, Zack Sabre Jr., Daniel Bryan, but less Bryan Danielson.
Yeah.
Like, Bryan Danielson I enjoyed. Daniel Bryan I kind of didn't. I hope that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But those kind of technical wrestling, submissions, grappling, mat-based kind of stuff, Thatcher's Catch isn't my thing.
It's not as enjoyable to watch for me.
It can get quite tedious depending on who it is.
Yeah, William Regal is the king of his matches are not good.
But to some people that is sacrilege.
To some people I understand it's like that. Those are the best types of matches.
But we all have different types. It's like movies. Some of us only like sci-fi. Some people only like action. Some people only like rom-coms.
Yeah, to build a wrestler, I'm not looking too much at the technical stuff in my opinion.
Yes,
I'm not too bothered about that personally.
Yeah.
Plus, technical wrestlers, not these two necessarily, but technical wrestlers tend to not care as much about their character.
Yeah,
they tend to just be a guy.
They're straight shooters.
Yeah, which I think character now more than ever, means more definitely.
Yeah. I feel like I described it the best way, which was it was a wrestler's wrestling match.
Yeah.
So like, I can't remember who described it. It was like your favorite wrestler, if that makes sense. I can't remember who it was, but like for me, I do enjoy watching Zack Sabre Jr. I've been watching more New Japan and seeing him kind of do this style, but in different kind of ways against different kind of opponents.
Yeah.
I feel like it works really well. Obviously, he had a match with Orange Cassidy at some point within the last 2 years, which was very good, and you can. Again, you probably didn't see the match. You can imagine how that match kind of went.
Yeah.
As far as the technical wrestling of Zack Sabre Jr. and the kind of
showmanship.
The way that Orange Cassidy wrestles is very.
He's one of a kind.
Yeah, so it's kind of the Orange Cassidy way of wrestling.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm sure there's. I mean, for me, it's not for me, but I can understand it.
I appreciate the fact that it was a good match. It was I'd probably say it was a great match.
Yeah.
But I said it was just a case of I preferred other matches because it just wasn't my kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. There's some matches where it's not my thing and I can't understand why someone would like it, but this one I can understand, so it's not a big deal.
That's kind of what we thought of that one.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on to the Tag Team Championship match, we had Brody King and Bandido defeat FTR and the Hurt Syndicate.
Yes.
This was like the second biggest shock result of the weekend, I would say, behind Ash by Elegance.
Yeah, this was...
I was one of the people that completely wrote off Brody King and Bandido. I thought that Brody King was literally in this match to take a pin.
Yeah.
But overall, it was a good match.
Mm-hmm.
The issue was the finish.
I think a missed timing or a miscue or someone not able to kick out of a cover or something like that.
But then there was also the case of, was it elimination match or was it not elimination match?
So they put, because I've seen it now, they put on Twitter that this was supposed to be elimination match. That's what it was. I know Wikipedia is no source of information, but on Wikipedia it said
it's only the only source of information.
So when it was an elimination match, even though it kind of could have been, although no, because they don't want to pin the Hurt Syndicate. I guess they just had them
be beaten away,
be removed. Yeah, essentially.
But yeah, so my guess is, if I remember correctly, Bandido was pinning Dax.
Mm-hmm.
So they did the... I don't know if it wasn't a frog splash. It was the... Brody King kind of lifted him up with his legs.
Mm-hmm.
He did a 450.
I think so, something like that. I'm not sure.
But then the pin was made and Cash ran in to try and break it up, but it looked as if he was just going to miss the pinfall.
Mm-hmm.
But then the pin restarted again.
Yeah.
So I assume
too early. Yeah.
That either he was too early or Dax had either accidentally moved his shoulder off the mat or they had over-rotated as a pin. Yeah. So when you hook both legs and sometimes you just go a little bit further.
Yeah, and then the shoulders
come up and then...
Sometimes the ref will put it down for you.
Oh, that happened once.
I'm joking.
But, yeah, so then by the time the pin restarted, Cash was in the ring and 100% within reach of breaking it up.
He stuttered to break it up. Yeah. It was an awkward ending, and unfortunately it took away. It dampened
the match. I'm very interested to see what other people's take on. When I watch / listen to other people's podcasts on Forbidden Door. But yeah, I mean, obviously there was a lot of backstage stuff around this as well with the Hurt Syndicate and FTR. Very interested to see where the Gates of Agony, Ricochet, and the Hurt Syndicate come into this.
Yeah, because there wasn't really much.
Well, they as in AEW uploaded a video afterwards, like a exclusive thing on YouTube, where Ricochet showed a clip on his phone of the Hurt Syndicate bumming him off essentially and embarrassing him.
Yeah.
So I assume that's where we're going with this. But then technically, the Hurt Syndicate are outnumbered. Yeah. 3-2, because we don't know whether MVP is wrestling or not.
No.
But he hasn't wrestled yet, so I'd assume that he's going to stay on the outside, and they've just kicked out MJF.
Yeah.
So they had the numbers, and now they don't, so I'm interested to see where that goes.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I said the finish for this one definitely put a damper on the state of the match.
Yeah.
Following that, we had Okada defeat Swerve Strickland to retain the Unified Championships.
Yeah.
Championships.
Yeah.
Because he came out with the International and Continental Championships.
Yeah, it's
so
confusing, those
it's
belts.
really, really confusing. But this was fantastic. But it was never not going to be, because it's Swerve and Okada.
I don't want to be known as a hater. I don't want to be known as a hater, but this match for me was underwhelming.
Okay.
Like, it was short, for one. I was expecting like 30 minutes, and it was like 15. But that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Essentially, I just thought it didn't seem like they hit too many of the big moves. I don't think there was as much drama. I never thought Okada was going to lose the title, because I don't know if Swerve hit his finisher, or maybe he hit it.
Yeah, he hit 2 house calls out of nowhere. Yeah, he did.
I don't think there was any jeopardy really for Okada. I was a bit disappointed, and then I think if they wanted to build the story, I don't understand why Wardlow didn't help just screw Swerve as opposed to him just coming out and beating him up after.
Because that would be very WWE. They probably didn't want to do that.
Oh yeah, because Tony Khan, he can't do WWE.
Well,
he's made that very clear. He can't do WWE.
Okay, he did some stuff afterwards, which we will get to. But yeah, no, I think I put on my notes, Okada goes for the Rainmaker way too much.
Yeah.
Like, he constantly misses that bloody move.
Yeah.
They played the knee injury, like, all right. Like, I was worried going in that they were going to play into it way too much.
Yeah.
Luckily, they didn't. The only thing I can compare it to is that they brought it up like Seth Rollins' broken back in his feud with Nakamura.
Yeah.
Which just seemed really random and came out of nowhere. But then they actually played on it more after the match, which made perfect sense.
My way of describing this match is it was good, but it wasn't great.
I'm going to respectfully disagree. I thought this was one of the better matches.
Anyway.
Yeah, I thought that this was one of the better matches on the card.
Fair enough.
But yes, after, as you've alluded to and slightly talked about, we saw the return of Wardlow, which so far has been the biggest AEW fumble as far as bringing people in.
Even I know that.
You know, you've got a guy that looks like Batista, essentially, and you've absolutely dogged him. Like, I think he's a 3-time TNT champion, but all 3 reigns were crap.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
He had a really great feud against Security once. And then in a match where he beat former world champion MJF, but he wasn't former world champion at the time, everyone coming out of that match was talking about MJF. So it hasn't been a great run for Wardlow. Hopefully, this comes as something new because he's part of the Don Callis family.
Which is the big talking point, is that the Don Callis
family is insane.
Is like ridiculously stacked.
So, in the Don Callis family, there's Mark Davis, who was one half of the Aussie Open with Carl Fletcher.
Yeah.
Carl Fletcher's in it as well.
Yeah.
We've got Rocky Romero and Trent Beretta, who is RPG Vice.
Yes.
Also known as Roppongi Vice.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Hechicero, Brian Cage, who we've not seen in a while. Mm-hmm. Josh Alexander, Wardlow now, as well as like 2 of the biggest guys in AEW right now. Takeshita and Okada. Takeshita, who's just won the G1, which is the hardest wrestling tournament in wrestling, essentially.
Yeah.
And Okada, who is arguably one of the best wrestlers of all time in ring.
Yes.
So, yeah, that team is a absolute madness.
It is crazy,
But, yeah, I kind of look forward to see what they're going to do.
Mm.
But at the same time, I worried that there might be too many members where when they start targeting championships, like, it would even make sense, and I'd even slightly allow it, even though I feel like some people would hate this. If if Okada kind of went, well, you be the international champion, you be the continental champion, I'll be a unified champion, and then we'll all have gold.
Yeah, I see what you mean, yeah.
Because they could quite easily beat the Hobbs, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, definitely.
If you put together what would essentially be Lance Archer, Brian Cage and Wardlow, nobody's beating that team.
No one's beating that team.
Like, not for a while, anyway.
No.
So, I feel like they did that, and then they kind of gave Alexander a title, gave Hechicero. Actually, Hechicero is challenging for the Ring of Honor World title this weekend, so on Friday night. So maybe he picks that up.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
And they have even more gold.
Possibly
So. But, yes, a lot of good things coming out of Don Callis family, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Following that, we had Toni Storm defeat Athena to retain the AEW Women's World Championship, which I have a particular take on, which I've noticed upon Toni Storm matches so much, especially this year, or this run that she's had, which is, I've put it down on my notes as, this is a very Toni Storm style match, where her opponent, the challenger, has about 60 to 70% of the match. She is on the back foot the whole time, essentially. But then she comes up, goes through the paces of her moveset, and gets the victory. And for me, there's kind of two ways you can look at it. Because she did this against Megan Bayne at first, but I thought that kind of makes sense. Megan Bayne is massive. Like, she wouldn't be able to take Megan Bayne, like, move for move. No. But then she did the same against Monet. She's done the same in another one. I'm pretty sure she did the same against Mariah in Australia. But I said, it's kind of like which side of the coin you want to look at. You can see this as Toni Storm is making her opponent look weak because they can't get the job done against her. Or you can look at it as Toni Storm is making her opponent look strong in defeat because they are pretty much beating the crap out of her for the majority of the match, but they only just can't, and she's like stealing it essentially. I kind of get why people would get frustrated with this dynamic. It works kind of once or twice. Every time though, I can see why people are going to get frustrated with it. It's an interesting way to go, especially for a champion.
I'm gonna go against you again because I know you disagree on this point. I'm getting to a point where I'm starting to get sick of Toni Storm. When someone's on top of a division for so long, you just get sick of them. You're like Roman Reigns. I mean, he was the biggest example. You got to when you were. I know I'm using WWE a lot. When you got to 39 and you know he's retaining, you know he's going to go for another year. There's a lot of sickening feeling out. This obviously it isn't as tyrannical, but I think Toni Storm, she just didn't need to be champion anymore. I think we just need someone to beat her, and I, looking in, can't see anyone who would beat her.
There's no obvious contender coming out of this. There isn't a rematch with Mercedes Moné, which I feel like they're not going to go with because they'll probably have her drop the TBS title before she starts targeting the world champion again, which again it's just speculation and guessing, but that's kind of what wrestling fans do. But when you've got the likes of, as you pointed out at the time, you've got Willow Nightingale, you've got Chris Statlander, you've got Tekla, who seems to be getting pretty big push at the minute, Jamie Hayter's on the card. There's plenty of people who could be in the positions to be challenging for the Women's World Championship. But for whatever reason, they're being lowered down to the kickoff show, and or not in the show at all.
I would do Statlander, personally. I'd have Statlander win the title.
I agree. And I mean, I did a whole video on the Wrestling Retrospective about Chris Statlander joining the Death Riders. So if they're going to have a heel and have a woman heel join the Death Riders, beat the crap out of people, and then take the Women's World Championship, Chris Statlander he seems to be setting up in that way. That's the way I look at it every time. Because it's not a case of like she's just having interactions with Moxley. Moxley's like doing nice things for her. She's giving her good advice. When the Young Bucks wouldn't pay her 100k for winning a 4-way match, he went to the Bucks and got the 100k for her.
Very nice.
So he's being nice to Chris Statlander, which would suggest that she will eventually start coming round to the idea of joining the Death Riders.
That makes sense.
And helping out the Great Yuta.
The Great Yuta.
But moving on from that, we had the AEW World Championship match where Hangman defeated MJF in an interesting match. This was really good, and I gave this match of the night.
I agree.
It just didn't go as I thought it was going to go, but not in a bad way.
So you thought that MJF was going to cash in his thing after losing time.
I thought what makes the most sense is he is so desperate to beat Hangman by the end of the match, he will jump the gun a bit, go again, maybe attack him before, and then win the title.
But he did not foresee that is no longer allowed. He has to cash it in within a week so he can advertise it.
He being Tony Khan.
Which is obviously rubbish. It's just because they don't want to do Money in the Bank, which is fair enough. Not wanting to, take that gimmick.
It's a bit risky, having that as a thing.
But I think we both agree. I'd prefer it if that wasn't.
It's the whole thing of there is a shadow over the champion the whole time.
But now there isn't because the champion's always going to have a week.
He's going to have a week to prepare.
Hangman.
Exactly.
Prepares a long time. So
can you imagine, like, I would say we can only compare this to Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
But can you imagine if after Rey Mysterio had defeated Jack Swagger at Money in the Bank to retain the World Heavyweight Championship?
Yes. Yeah.
Or, no, he just won the World...
No, he
retained it.
Yeah.
And then Kane came out and went, you've got a week.
You've got 1 week. So I'd probably tip Rey Mysterio to win that.
Yeah, whereas the whole point is that Rey Mysterio is so small and so thing that Kane just choked on him once and he was finished.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I get the point with the advertising and whatever, but I also get the fact that they probably have to be different to WWE.
Yeah.
It just kind of takes the jeopardy away from having that contract be used, especially like the absolutely awful way it was used to Christian.
Yeah.
At Revolution. I think it kind of takes away from it a little bit. Like, if they'd done at least one cash in where it was just in the moment before putting this in place, that would have been a lot better. But
yeah,
I suppose it is what it is. I'm kind of hoping that MJF takes a step back for a bit, not like goes away, but just kind of does his own feud for a bit, like he did with Mystico and Mark Briscoe.
He's the CMLL world champion, as far as I'm aware. And
then I'm not sure who faces Hangman next.
No, so again, this is another thing. Looking at,
there's a lack of heels.
Yeah, a lack of heels. I can't see a line of challengers for that title. Not that there's not plenty of people who can challenge. Yeah. There's just not. There's a lot of injuries in AEW to sort of big names, which we will get to. But
in the main event,
I thought overall the match was great. I liked the sort of shenanigans of the pinfall. Good job they did this before Heatwave because they kind of had a similar.
Yeah, they had a very similar. Yeah,
but that's just happenstance, I'm sure.
Also, because I've just looked at my notes, the rules behind what gets you disqualified was very annoying,
frustrating.
So what happened was, in case you didn't see it or something, was Hangman was going to lose the title if he got disqualified.
Yeah.
Now, in every other sense of the word, if you use any foreign object to your advantage, that's a disqualification.
Yeah, and they should specifically be looking for disqualification in this match where Hangman loses that if he's disqualified. There's no leniency to be had here.
No, but then MJF set up a table at ringside.
Yeah.
And Hangman dead-eyed MJF through said table.
And there was no DQ.
And there was no disqualification called.
Which was crazy.
Which then caused a lot of confusion, at least with us. And then again, I understand referee leniency.
Yeah.
Maybe the fact that MJF set it up meant that Hangman using it wasn't an issue. I've seen stuff like that happen before.
Yeah.
But then MJF also used it later on. So it kind of wasn't very clear. I understand the fact that it's a world title match. You don't want it to end that way. But if you're going to put that rule in place, you're going to have to be prepared to have that rule in place.
Yeah, it puts me back to when, not in, like, they didn't have a stipulation, but Cody faced Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam and he hit him with steel steps.
Yeah.
And that wasn't a DQ.
The place where my head goes to is when it actually happened. Christian and Randy Orton.
Oh, yeah.
Randy Orton got disqualified. He lost the title to Christian.
Yeah.
But I think that was a SummerSlam, I believe. Oh, no, it wasn't.
It might have been the pay-per-view before SummerSlam.
But, yeah, it's kind of... They didn't really need to add this in.
No. It didn't add anything to the match.
It actually caused more confusion than not.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I said, it's fine. I said, I'm very curious to see who faces Hangman next and where MJF goes after this, to be fair. But in the main event, we had the Lights Out Steel Cage match. It was a 10-man tag. I put it down as Team Ospreay and Team Moxley. But it was Will Ospreay, Kota Ibushi, Kenny Omega, Darby Allin, and Hiroshi Tanahashi. Defeating Moxley, Claudio, Gabe Kidd, and the Young Bucks.
Yes.
In a match I didn't like.
It was a real letdown, in my opinion.
Yeah, I expected so much more out of this one.
It wasn't very brutal.
No, I think only 3 people bled.
Darby Allin did a lot of the hard work on that front.
Yeah. What kind of...
Darby Allin got chucked into the cage. He got stabbed through the ear.
The stabbing was horrific.
He fell through the tables. Those were like the 3 big spots, really.
Yeah, with respect to Gabe Kidd and Darby Allin was taking the table spot. You know, we've kind of seen that kind of spot a lot when it comes to like TLC matches.
Yeah.
The stabbing of the ear.
That was vile.
That took what Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton did inside Hell in a Cell, the screwdriver, because the hole in Darby Allin's ear, I believe, was smaller. Yeah. A lot smaller. Very much smaller.
Yeah.
And he bled everywhere afterwards.
Yeah, he just kept going, was the thing.
Yeah.
He just kept
before you knew
stabbing it.
Before you knew it again, Darby Allin was, though, up, ready to go again.
Yeah.
It's insane. I actually forgot about the Claudio chucking him into the side of the cage, because I laughingly said that Claudio could probably throw him over the cage and through the announce table.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he's strongest pound for pound wrestler.
Tanahashi did not need to be in this match at all. He dropped
a disaster class, I thought. When he had a little Hulk up, none of his shots were hitting, and it was very weak, like Hogan chair shots.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
He was never going to do something extreme. So
no, but when he went to climb the ladder, and they made him get down, because they wanted to make sure he wasn't hurt by January.
Ibushi didn't do an awful lot in this match either, I don't think.
There was we'll get to after the match, but there was fan footage after the match of Ibushi just punching the cage out, trying to get in. It was quite funny.
So I think the MVPs, I think I said at the time, apart from Darby Allin, were the Bucks. The Bucks played a pretty
they played a very big role in this one. Yeah, they're involved in nearly everything.
Because I don't think even Moxley did that much.
No, he spent a lot of time on the outside.
Yeah, it was just I was this should be like.
Well, when you have to have a lights out steel cage where the show has to officially end for this to go down because it's going to be so violent and vulgar and disgraceful.
and then it really wasn't that disgraceful.
Okay, so 3 people bled, which I believe was Darby, Moxley, and Ospreay.
Yeah. That's not obviously there's the look of the face there's a you can look
the
into
face
it,
team
the face
was in
team
tatters
are all
going into this.
Injured essentially, so maybe they can't do as much.
So to go through it, if I remember it correctly, it's Kota Ibushi's knees are fucked, Omega's insides, Ospreay's neck, Tanahashi's knees, and Darby's back.
Yeah,
which is ironic because everything Darby does is with his back.
Yeah, that's his own fault.
But realistically, the heel should have won this match in every single way possible.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
The only reason the faces got the win was because Ospreay's going away.
Yeah. These big group matches, so I'm talking War Games here and things of that nature.
Which this should have been. This should have been blood and guts.
I feel it always works better if the heel team wins, or the majority of the time. It's nice to have a big face. Yeah.
Well, this is why whenever we do War Games, either the women's face team wins and the guys' heel team wins, or the guys' face team wins and the women's heel team wins. Yeah. So we get kind of the best of both worlds.
When you get the last 2 War Games, male.
Oh, the faces team won. Yeah.
2023 when it was against Judgment Day, it was it would have just felt underwhelming without CM Punk's return. If it had just been the babyfaces, because the babyface team was a lot stronger than the heel team.
Yeah.
And then for the Bloodline War Game, I mean that one just didn't have but it just didn't have as much emotion as I thought.
Rich Holland was in that match.
Yeah. Yeah. The Evolve member.
Yeah.
But it just wasn't as crazy as I thought. It was a massive letdown in my opinion. Yeah.
And then after the match, we kind of see the faces go away. Tanahashi tries to get back in the ring and he gets shouted back. That's quite funny. And Will kind of waves goodbye and says thank you and whatever.
Yeah.
And we kind of think he's going to leave. And I'm like, I said to you, Claudio could just go get him. And then he did. And I was like, oh shit, okay. Which makes the most sense. It's a very wrestling thing to write someone off as they are heading out to go get surgery or whatever.
Yeah.
The baby faces look so dumb during this.
They did, because you can just climb the cage, you idiot.
So there was enough people to equal out the numbers. So I believe Marina, Shafir, and Wheeler Yuta were using kendo sticks to get them off climbing the cage.
Yeah.
But then the ops came out. Yeah. So now baby faces are 8, and the Death Riders are at 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Which meant if they had just surrounded the entire ring and started to climb, they'd have got
They wouldn't have been able to stop them. Yeah.
Will would have been saved, and that would have been it. And I understand this is looking at it from a very real perspective, where of course they weren't going to get in, of course they were going to write off Will Ospreay.
Yeah,
it just kind of became more laughable afterwards.
Yeah.
So you've essentially had a bad match and then made the babyfaces look really dumb.
Yeah.
So overall, the consensus is the fact that it wasn't very good, and then to have the kind of the sad feeling of Will Ospreay just being dead afterwards. It's just okay, so this is how we're going to end the show.
This is a very surprising way to end the show because, we've had ends of shows like this, but it just this was the effect to suck the soul out of the arena and out of the pay-per-view. But it was I didn't see it going that way. I was pretty surprised.
Yeah, it was very interesting. I mean, I'm curious to see what happens on Dynamite this week or tomorrow. At the time it'll be tonight at the time of uploading.
Yes,
because I'm on this tomorrow.
Yeah.
To see where they go with everything.
Yeah,
because essentially, like, the majority of the babyface team won't be on Dynamite because they're all injured.
This is the issue, and like that's my problem. Is I don't really see where this can go from here. I feel like this was the lights out matches are the be all end all of it.
Yeah, so
feud for sure. And so I thought the post match attack, which would prolong a feud.
Yeah.
Do we need to prolong it?
Yeah, I mean, my guess is the fact that Ospreay will be out now till April.
Yeah.
So then he returns in the Owen Hart tournament. He's probably the Joker in the Owen Hart tournament.
Yeah.
And then he goes on to win the tournament, and then we get to go see him All In.
That's the dream, I guess, yeah.
And then he wins the world title at All In. Because there's no way at this point that they don't have him win the title at All In.
Yeah.
Or at least that's what I think anyway.
Well, you keep saying that every year, though.
I say that every year.
So
one day it will happen. But yeah, overall, it was an interesting show. It was like half of it was really good. Half of it was alright, but the end was really bad.
Yeah.
Which...
it wasn't AEW's best.
No, it wasn't It wasn't their best overall or of the year, by far. There were some good matches on there. Obviously, Kyle Fletcher and Takahashi was really good. Hammond and MJF was really good.
Yeah, I enjoyed the women's fatal 4-way.
The women's 4-way was really fun. But then there was also some stinkers, so... It was kind of like a bang average pay-per-view, I think, at best overall, with a bad ending.
Yeah, I'd agree.
But I say, do put down in the comments below, just like NXT Heatwave, what your thoughts of Forbidden Door was, and we can have a good discussion about it down there.
Yep. And
we will move on to the outro, I guess.
Yeah.
So that brings us to the end of the podcast or show, or whatever you want to call it. Thank you very much for Ewan for co-hosting. Is there anything you want to plug?
I want to plug the return of Premier League football.
Oh.
Football is back and it is kicking off.
And everyone's getting injured.
For your fantasy team, yeah.
My fantasy team is buggered because everyone's injured.
But yeah, I mean, the Premier League football last night was atrocious. Liverpool stealing a late winner.
We hate Liverpool.
Lucky as they always find a way.
Yes, this is a Man City household. So
exactly.
Yeah, hate Liverpool so much.
Call us all the names you want.
Yeah, but the Liverpool hatred is very strong over here. But yes, very good to see football back at the weekend. Something to actually do at the weekend now is to watch Match of the Day on a Saturday. Finally.
Should have plugged Match of the Day.
Just go watch Match of the Day. But yeah, do comment below anything about wrestling. We'll talk to you about it. But Heatwave and Forbidden Door. You want to talk about football? We'll talk about football. Why not? Maybe one week on the off the mat segment, Man City will actually win a game, do a decent rate, and we can nominate it.
Yeah.
But yeah, also any feedback would be much appreciated. Sorry if the audio is a bit off and on. It's pretty much the mics weren't working at first. That's why we're holding them this week instead of them being just on the table.
My arm aches.
But yeah, thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. It is much appreciated, and we will see you in the next one.